two colleagues out here to the stage when we continue from Tampa right after this.
Freedom of the sea. And I would say that the most dangerous possible thing, which by the way Barack Obama just did, the Iranians are practicing closing the Straits of Hormuz, actively taunting us, so he cancels a military exercise with the Israelis so as not to be provocative. Now, dictatorships respond to strength. They don't respond to weakness. And I think there's a very grave danger that the Iranians think that, in fact, this president is so weak, they could close the Straits of Hormuz and not suffer substantial consequences.
Governor Romney, how do you end a war in Afghanistan without talking to the Taliban?
By beating them, by standing behind our troops and making sure that we have transitioned to the Afghan military a capacity for them to be successful in holding off the Taliban. Our mission there is to be able to turn Afghanistan and its sovereignty over to a military of Afghan descent, Afghan people that can defend their sovereignty. And that is something which we can accomplish in the next couple of years. This president, however, has made it very difficult for our troops to be able to be successful in that mission by, number one, announcing a withdrawal date for our troops, number two, drawing down our surge troops faster than the time the commanders on the ground felt was necessary. You don't draw them down during the middle of the fighting season. And finally, by not overseeing elections in Afghanistan to assure that the selection of their president was seen by the people as being legitimate. And he has failed in executing a policy in Afghanistan that would optimize our prospects of success.
I was just going to ask, any appetite on this stage to negotiate with the Taliban? Congress?
No, and I wanted to get involved in the discussion.
No, go ahead.
Because the question was, would you go to war? And Mitt said he would go to war. But you have to think about the preliminary act that might cause them to want to close the Straits of Hormuz, and that's a blockade. We're blockading them. Can you imagine what we would do if somebody blockaded the Gulf of Mexico? That would be an act of war. So the act of war has already been committed, and this is a retaliation. But besides, there's no interest whatsoever for Iran to close the Straits of Hormuz. I mean, they need it as much as we do. I mean, so you have to put that in a perspective. But this whole idea that we have to go to war because we've already committed an act of blockading the country, and I don't see. And I think Newt is right. I think he's wrong about World War II. I think the people were ready because we did it properly. We declared it and we won it quickly. But no, the people are not ready. We don't have any money. We have too many wars. The people want to come home, and they certainly don't want a hot war in Iran right now. And I think that would be the most foolish thing in the world to do right now is take on Iran.
Right now, for us, another break. I'll welcome two colleagues out here to the stage when we continue from